It's beautiful. Some have asked if I would share about my time away on sabbatical, and I will do that. I will do that another day. But today, it feels like there's something really important to talk about. Most of you heard that Tuesday there's an election where we choose the next president of the United States. Some of you may have already voted. Some of you may be preparing to vote. It's a very electric time in our country. It's a very electric time in the world. But we in Unity have an opportunity to live what we say we believe. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore has established a system of the disciples representing a particular gift, a particular ability. They are originally called the 12 powers of humankind. Those powers are born in us. They are innate in us. We are never lacking in any of these abilities. We may forget that we have them. We may forget to use them, but they are ours. They are in us. They express as us. Now is the time that we can call on those 12 powers to be who we choose to be in our world. So I want to go through the 12 powers and how we might focus on them and look at them. And just to remind you that every Sunday morning at 9:40, Penny leads a book study. And right now she's using the book Power Up, which talks about all of these 12 powers. But I want to begin with the power of life. Come Wednesday morning, no matter what happens, no matter what decision is made, that power of life remains in us. That power of life carries us forward every day, every breath, every hour. That power of life is going nowhere. Now, some people are going to wake up Wednesday morning and be really happy with the results. Some people are going to wake up Wednesday morning and maybe be pretty discontent with the results. But the power of life is in us. The power of life expresses as us, and we get to choose what that looks like. We get to choose how we show up for the rest of the world. Now, I don't know about you, but Wednesday morning when I wake up, I'm going to do the same things I did Tuesday and Monday and today. I'm going to consciously choose to live from that place of the divine in me. Sometimes I'm going to succeed at that. Sometimes I'm going to fail miserably at that. But every day, I set that intention to be the expression of the divine as me. Because right now, our world waits, our world wants, and our world needs that. So choose how you will step forward. Choose consciously. Don't be guided by social media or headlines. Be guided by that presence that's deep within you. That presence that guides you on your journey uniquely and beautifully as you. Allow that power of life to show up as you on Monday morning. Will you do that? On Wednesday morning. Will you do that? I don't hear anything. Will you do that Wednesday morning, regardless of the outcome, because our life carries on. No matter who is elected President of the United States, our lives have carried on over the last however many years I've been alive, and will carry on Wednesday. Then we have this power of faith, and it's what we talked about this morning. We get to choose where our faith is. Today, tomorrow, every day. regardless who sits in that house that is white in Washington, D.C. We get to choose where we place our faith. So decide, are we going to place our faith in fear based on who is elected, our president, or are we going to place our faith in the goodness of humanity? Are we going to place our faith in the idea that there are more people doing good, living well, supporting and honoring one another, or not? We get to choose. And we always know what our principle, we just spoke it, that we create our experience by the activity of our thinking. So where we put our thoughts, where we put our faith, will determine what kind of experience we have. Our faith also tells us that, in those times of our life that are easy breezy, great. But our faith also, we call it up in those times in life that are hard and difficult and challenging and feel so painful. We call on that faith that there's something good that's going to come out of whatever we're experiencing. There's something good waiting for it. And we look with those eyes of God, and we look until we see something good. We look until we can make something good out of life's experience. So whoever wins this election on Tuesday, we stand solidly in our faith that we're going to make a world that works for all, that we're going to make a nation that works for all, that we're going to live each and every day in a way that creates an environment of safety, comfort, and security for all people. Not just ourselves. We're going to look outside of ourselves. And we have this power of strength that carries us forward. When we call up our strength, we gain the fortitude to live the life that we say we want to live, to be strong in all of the other abilities and powers, to be strong in our faith. When things don't go the way we think they should, we stand knowing that something good is waiting for us, some important lesson to learn, some important information, some important experience that's going to grow us deeper, stronger, our spiritual muscles. So this faith is what carries us onward, and this strength sees us till the end, just as it does in any task that we do. If you're preparing a meal, you need that power of strength, not just to pull all the ingredients out of the cupboard and all the utensils or mix them together, but see that recipe through to the end until you serve it. And that's what strength does. It allows us to carry through the tasks of our life. It's our spiritual muscles. And of course, we have discernment. We get to decide from that spirit that speaks to us in that still small voice how we cast our vote and how we choose. So we do our due diligence. We don't listen to the pundits and the PACs and oh my gosh, all the stuff that's out there. We don't listen to that. We look with those spiritual eyes to see, and we listen to that voice that speaks to us and leads us unerringly on our way. Because everybody in this room has an opinion. That's our human nature. And we all might have different opinions and perspectives depending on our lives, where we've come from, where we're going, what our life looks like today. But we keep it in the parameters of discernment, discerning who would best represent us, who would best enact laws that support how we think and feel. And everybody does that. In the parameters of discernment, we make room for people who think differently than us. We make space for people who vote differently than us. It's when we get into the judgmental ideas about what must be, what should be, that we feel the hurt, that we begin to separate and sort people and other people, the others, they. Let me tell you, there are no theys. There are no others, because we are from that one source. No matter how we pray, no matter how we live, no matter who we love, no matter how we identify our gender, our faith, no matter whatever shade of beautiful our skin, there is only one humanity, and we are all it. So there is no other. We are all from that same source. We have this ability to understand, and we understand how our choice of candidates, we understand how our choices in life impact us. We can see, well, if we go this route, this will happen. If we go this route, we do that when we're choosing jobs, when we're choosing life partners, when we're choosing towns and cities and homes that we'll live in. But this spiritual understanding carries us further. It carries us beyond the box of ourself, that we look at how our choices, our decisions impact the greater humanity, beyond my particular life. So I look at how it impacts other people, how it impacts those who are less fortunate than I, those that are more fortunate than I, how it impacts the global community. That is our spiritual understanding. That's how we move from beyond our human, beyond this worldliness, to our divinity, through our spiritual understanding. Then we have this power of will that carries us forward, along with that power of strength. When we use our discernment and our understanding, we then can move forward to create our jobs, to create our homes, to vote, whoever you choose to vote for, whoever you are guided to vote for, and carry us beyond Tuesday into the rest of our life. And what that looks like, what that feels like, and what is ours to do to make this a world that works for all beings. What is ours to do in all of that? Tuesday, I'll be working the polls from 6 in the morning to whenever, because it's my intention to make sure that every United States citizen who is eligible to vote has a safe, free, unencumbered place to go and cast their vote. That's important to me. So you do what's important to you on that day. You continue to campaign for your candidates, whatever it is for you. But that's our will that carries us and allows us to do everything that's ours to do based on that spiritual discernment. And then we have this power of order. And I hear so often people say, oh, it's in divine order. It's divine order. Like it's God descending down and putting things into place like a monopoly board. That's not what the divine order is. We are not puppets. We are not puzzle pieces. We are people who have been given the gift of dominion and free will. Divine order means that we listen. We go into the stillness. We go into that quiet place and we listen to that divine inspiration. We turn off the television, the radio, we put away the newspaper, and we listen to the small voice of the divine speaking to our heart, the way the divine speaks to each of us. We might see it as a vision, we might hear it as audible words. You've all been spoken to by the divine. You've all heard it at some point. So we hear that inspiration from the divine, and it becomes an idea that we capture in our own human thinking mind. And from that place, we bring it into manifestation. We do the work to bring that idea into manifestation. That mind, idea, and expression, that's divine order. There's no exception to it. It's how everything came to be. It's how everything will come to be going forward. It's how our days come and go. Mind, idea, and expression. Oh, and then we have this wonderful gift of imagination. The gift of imagination. And Cora Fillmore says, imagination is the chisel that we wield to make manifest the life we choose. So we imagine not the world as it is, but as we would like to see it to be. So whatever in your mind, your divinely inspired ideas are about what this world could look like, hold that vision. Hold it in your imagination. Let no one tell you that it's woo-woo or unattainable. It's your imagination. I can tell you right now, I never imagined this. Being here now as a minister, never imagined it. Until one day I did. Oh, and there were a few people who thought impossible. Nope. But here we are. So hold fast to that image of the world as you would like to see it, as you would like to see it unfold. And we always have dominion. We have been given free will and dominion to be in charge of the thoughts, the words, and the actions that we take. We have the responsibility, and the beautiful thing about unity in these teachings is nothing is happening to me. Life is happening for me, and I get to choose, because I have dominion, what I'm going to make of this life, what I'm going to make of the messy stuff over here, and what I'm going to make of the beautiful happenings over here. What am I going to do with all of that? I get to choose what words I use to speak about others, what thoughts I hold, and believe me that our thoughts are energy and our thoughts have impact. Maybe I told you this story once, but I'm going to tell it again because it's just a perfect example. I'm on an airplane flying from Dallas to Columbia, and my seat is the last seat in the plane. And you know that seat doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't lean back. It just sits upright the whole time. And the man next to me was very perturbed because he paid full price for a seat, and he wanted a seat that reclined. And he was agitated, and he was getting more agitated. And as the flight attendant was explaining to this gentleman that, oh, it was a full flight, there wasn't an empty seat on the plane, he was getting more agitated. And I just thought, oh, this is going not good direction. So I'm going to send this man love. And I just kept pouring love to the left of me. I had the middle seat, lucky me. Pouring love to the left of me. Just all I could focus on love, right in his direction. And in a minute or two, he suddenly calmed down and stopped fussing, buckled his seatbelt, and never said a word for the rest of the flight. Now, I believe that the energy of that love reached him. I believe that. Because we can all walk into the room and feel the energy of someone, right? We've all felt it. We've gone away from some force of energy over here that felt negative or harsh, and we've gravitated to energy that felt loving and kind and compassionate. We've all done it. So our thoughts and our feelings are radiating out of us. So choose what thoughts you hold. Whether this election goes your way or any other way, it doesn't matter. You get to choose what you're going to do with it. Choose well so that we contribute our goodness, our innate goodness to the world. Choose well. And then we have this power of release, a phenomenal power that allows us to let go. You know, once we cast our vote, we're done. That's all we get to do. The rest is up to all of the voters in the United States. We cast our vote, and then we wait. We let go of any fear of what life might look like if this person is our president. We let go of fear and worry of what life might look like if this person is our president. We release the fear, worry, and doubt. About a year ago, we studied the book David Hawkins, The Map of Consciousness Explained. Fear, worry, doubt, retribution, regret are very, very low vibrational thoughts and feelings. And when we're in that place, that's exactly what we contribute to the consciousness of the collective. And then there's this line where things start to change. And on that line is the feeling and emotion and thoughts of courage. Courage is the tipping point to allow our thoughts to be elevated to compassion, to kindness, to gratitude, to peace, to love, and to joy. So we can lift our thoughts by releasing those low vibrational thoughts that really aren't serving our good. Lift our thoughts and feelings to those high vibrational thoughts. And we can do that every day. And we can do it with the power of zeal and enthusiasm. That whatever we do it enthusiastically. Don't do anything haphazardly. Do it with joy. Whatever you do, make sure I've said many times, if you can't do a task with joy and enthusiasm, just don't bother doing it, because you're just putting rubbish into the energy field. If you can't wash your dishes happily, let them sit dirty, because if you're doing it with resentment, that's what you're putting into the dishes that you're going to eat off of the next meal. Same way when you're making your bed. Oh, make that bed with love and peace, so that when you climb into it at the end of the day, that's what's waiting for you. With zeal and enthusiasm. Then there's this really big ability we have that kind of wraps around all the others. And that's the power of love. And Charles Fillmore says, of all the attributes of God, love is undoubtedly the most beautiful. Love is the power that binds us together as humanity. So when you look at the people here, it's so easy to see that love, to feel that love. So when we cast our votes, when we look across the aisle at people who think and feel and vote differently than us, carry that same power of love with you. The theme of Thistle Farms, one of my favorite places, says that love is the most powerful force for change in the world. Love is the most powerful force. So if we want to change anything, wrap it in love. And Charles Fillmore says that, love doesn't care about getting love in return. It's like the sun. It shines for the pure joy of shining. Let us be like the sun. Let us be so filled with love that it pours out of us, that it pours across the street to our neighbors. Let it be the one thing that you put into the world, not from a depleted heart, but from a heart that's overflowing with love. So nurture the love that you have inside you. Nurture yourself with love. If we don't love ourselves, it's pretty hard to love others. So be at peace with yourself. When you look in the mirror, see the way God sees you is perfect, whole and complete, just as you are. And wanting to grow deeper, want to expand further into that intimate relationship with God. But love is the power that binds us together, and we are one. So in this spiritual community, we have various thoughts about how Tuesday should go. And that's okay, because we are one humanity. And when we wake up Wednesday, we choose to engage these abilities, to engage these powers, to do what is ours to do. Not what is our neighbor's to do. Doesn't matter about what should have happened, what should be. You know, today we are here with what is. Wednesday we will wake up with what is. And what are we going to do beyond that? I'm going to be the presence of love. I'm going to set that intention. Sometimes I'm going to succeed at that. Sometimes I'm going to fail at that. But every day I'm going to wake up and set that same intention. Will you do that with me? And know that God is absolute good and present everywhere, all the time. So if your candidate wins, great. And if your candidate doesn't win, it doesn't diminish the presence of the divine anyway, anyhow. The divine is still present everywhere, at all times. So we trust in that, and we move forward from that. And we remember the words of Corinthians, 1 Corinthians 16:14. Let all you do, speak it with me, let all you do be done with love. Namaste.